Today is a historic day of celebration for America, a time at long last to feel good about the country. Today, a black man will be given the most powerful office in the world and enter into a White House built by black slaves in a nation that had declared that all men were created equal. Those were dangerous words. Within living memory, there were places in that nation where that black man couldn't have entered a restaurant, could not have gone to school, could not drink from a water fountain, could not vote. There were places in that nation where an offhand remark to a woman of the dominant race would inevitably result in torture, mutilation, and death. Yes, this is a day for celebration, so ring the bells and shout hallelujah. But let us set aside a moment of this joyful day for remembrance. We have come a long way from the slave cabin to the White House, but as Sam Cooke says, it's been a long time coming. Let us not forget those captives who for centuries toiled under the lash of slavery. On this joyful day, let us not forget those who marched and rode buses and were beaten and jailed in the hope that this day might someday come. Let us not forget those who stood up and spoke out against injustice when such speaking could mean their death. Let us not forget the musicians and artists and writers and politicians who used their gifts to force the nation to change its course. And let us not forget the old among us who never dared dream of this day. Let us not forget those generations lying silent beneath the soil in Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi and throughout these United States for whom this day comes too late. Their blood cries out to us this day, not for vengeance, but for reconciliation. In a nation where so many people of all colors are still mired in poverty and fear, ignorance is the eternal enemy. We have had leaders who have played upon those fears to convince us that perhaps freedom was too high a price to pay for security. But we have also had leaders who recognized that the soil in which our republic bloomed was watered by those words in a declaration that proclaimed, "All men are created equal." Those were dangerous words. The men who signed that document knew that, and they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to that idea. That some of these men owned human beings as property does not diminish the power of the words, the power of that idea. But understandably, as we go about our lives, we get distracted. We get too busy. We forget these words and have to be reminded again and again that those words, that idea that says we are all equal, is the America. America is not its prosperity, though it has been blessed with prosperity. America is not its military might, though in a world that threatens our security, we give thanks for the men and women who bear arms to keep us secure. America is the idea that all of us, no matter our color, no matter our religion, our politics, no matter our sex, all of us are equal. This economic turmoil will end. Wars will end and new ones will begin. And this generation will pass, leaving either a legacy of freedom or one of shame. But that idea that we are all equal, that idea will never die. That is what America means. If you can't see that, my friend, then from where you stand, you can't see America. But they are dangerous words. 75 years ago, a president who came into office with far less promise and hope than Barack Obama engenders today stood on a bloody battlefield and reminded us that the nation was conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Those who couldn't see America from where they stood killed him. A century later, a black minister from the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama, stood on the steps of a monument to that same slain president and told us he had a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Those who couldn't see America from where they stood killed him. dangerous words indeed. Yes, let us celebrate today. It is a time for celebration. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to plant and a time to reap. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to embrace. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time of love. A time of peace. And this is somehow a time for all of those things. We have miraculously, once again, reaffirmed our belief in the idea declared at that nation's founding. So let us sing, let us dance, let us laugh and weep for joy. Let glad tidings go forth throughout the land. I have a feeling that a great man has once again stepped onto the stage of history, and it is a time for rejoicing. But let us also take a solemn moment, as was done in Philadelphia so long ago, to pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor to that eternal idea that allows us a time to break down, a time to build up, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together, a time to wonder, a time to heal, a time to hope. Tell us what you think. CuriosityTank.com